Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. Today I'm giving you my review of the new movie, Eileen.
You're different these days. It's almost interesting.
Secrets and lies. Some things are so twisted.
Taking place in the 1960s in Massachusetts, a young secretary becomes enchanted by Rebecca, the glamorous new counselor at the prison where she works. However, their budding friendship soon takes a twisted turn when Rebecca reveals a dark secret. And the film stars Thomasin McKenzie and Anne Hathaway. So Thomasin McKenzie plays a girl named Eileen who lives in Massachusetts in the 1960s. She's currently working at a prison while also taking care of her father. Both of them are dealing with the aftermath of Eileen's mother's death. However, they're handling that in much different ways. And right from the get-go, we find out that Eileen, she's a little different. She's got some issues, we'll say, and she has these fantasies that happen throughout the film. And so you never really know what's happening, if that's actually happening, or if it's another one of her fantasies. And that's an aspect of the film that I found really intriguing throughout the whole movie. And overall, her life is pretty mundane and dreary at times. She goes to work, she gets picked on there by people, she comes home, her father is just an absolute piece of shit to her. And so you can tell that Eileen wants to break free and just wants a little bit more excitement in her life. And so enter Anne Hathaway's character, Rebecca, who shows up one day at Eileen's work as this new psychologist. That she's this blonde, beautiful woman who's got this aura about her, and Eileen is just instantly mesmerized by her. And the two of them quickly become friends, and Rebecca actually treats Eileen like a person, like an equal, which you can tell, at least from what we see in the movie here, that this is probably one of the first times that's actually happened for her. And so that goes a long way with Eileen. However, you can tell that it also means a little bit more to Eileen, and that she's kind of starting to develop some feelings for Rebecca as well. One of the things that I really enjoy about this movie is how it deals with the concept of how someone can send a message, but then the other person can just completely misinterpret it and make it something that it wasn't intended to be in the first place. And a good example of that here is that Eileen thinks that there's maybe something a little bit more to just this friendship between her and Rebecca, but is that what Rebecca actually intended for that to come across as? And the chemistry between Anne Hathaway and Thomasin McKenzie's characters here, I thought the chemistry was amazing throughout the film. Watching as an audience member, I can completely understand why Eileen becomes so infatuated with Rebecca here. The way Anne Hathaway's character acts, speaks, moves, it's just so intoxicating, and honestly, this is probably one of my favorite performances from Anne Hathaway in at least recent memory for me. And as far as Thomasin McKenzie goes, I thought she was incredible here too. She plays Eileen with this innocence, but you also get these moments throughout the film where you know there's something off and she could just explode at any time. I first discovered Thomasin, her work in the movie Last Night in Soho, which ironically also deals with her character kind of getting involved with a blonde character in that film. And just, she's quickly becoming one of my actresses that anytime that I see her in a new piece of work, it's something that I definitely want to check out because I think she's a great actor. And despite this film being pretty dark and dreary at times, and there's definitely some dark, nasty stuff in there, this movie also at times can be weirdly inviting and cozy too, and I don't know if that's going to make sense, but I think a lot of it has to do with the way that the film is shot, the style of this movie. The cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. And I love the gritty, grainy look that the film has, and the lighting too. There's lots of yellows, oranges, reds, and then there's also some grays and blues, mainly because this film takes place in the wintertime in New England. And being a New Englander, I can tell you guys that that's definitely can be the case sometimes. When it hits those winter months, it can get a little, depressing at some moments, until we get to those March, April months. So I think they captured the mood there perfectly. And I also have to mention the score here by Richard Reed Parry, which is incredibly beautiful, but also haunting and mesmerizing at times. So I think it did a good job of complementing the film overall. And I've seen other people's reviews talk about this movie and how they like the film up until the third act, and then they feel like with the third act that what happens there just feels unearned. And at least for myself, I have to completely disagree with that because I thought throughout the film they did a good job of dropping little hints here and there of what's about to happen later on in the movie. And so, at least for me, the third act really worked. Led by excellent performances by Thomasin McKenzie and Anne Hathaway, Eileen had me right from the title drop and never let me go. This is going to be one of my favorite films of the year. I'm going to give this a score of 9 out of 10. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie, guys. I'm so excited for this month. Even though there's a lot going on with the holidays, there are some great movies dropping. I can't wait to check out Poor Things, The Iron Claw. There's still a number of solid movies that, once again, it's like I always try to get my favorite movies of the year done. You know, don't wait until the last minute, but it never fails. There's always movies that come out, at least for me, where I live, last minute, end of the year. So I'm going to try and get that list up as soon as possible, but I also want to make sure that I see all these movies before I give you guys my proper list. But yeah, let me you guys know what you guys thought of Eileen if you've had a chance to check it out down below in the comments. You know, I definitely want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. You know, overall, did the film work for you? Did you like the third act? Did you not? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you guys haven't seen the movie, is this something that is on your radar and you're going to check out now? So, and of course, guys, as always, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button as well as the bell button next to it. That way you get notifications for all my new videos. Please give this video a thumbs up. And as always, guys, please make sure to check back for more Pop Culture with Pat.